Hi everyone, it's Woody again, and boy, it's been a while since I've been able to have time to do a video. I hope that everyone is healthy and safe and all that in the midst of this 6-7 months that we've been involved with COVID and all that craziness. And for the last month or so, I've been kind of immersed in project mode, either my own kind of recording things or I am also a music director at my local church here at Ebenezer Baptist Church, and so we've started to do a couple of choir videos, and I had the second one that we were getting together over the last month or so. And so it's been more of a tech month for me. I had some issues with my home studio that I had to address and change a few things, and consequently, I've just been really busy. I haven't had time to do much of anything. The good thing is there has been a little bit of playing out live-wise, so now I'm getting to play a little more locally. The national stuff, my Gary Puckett and the Union Gap gigs, unfortunately have kind of, as we approach a date that's on the books, seems like they either postpone or they have to cancel, and you know, people are still pretty fearful and cautious about stuff out there. And, you know, I understand that it's warranted sometimes, but boy, it's really had tremendously bad impact on the entertainment and live and music industry, and lots of musicians, including myself, that have suffered, you know, financially from this drought of work. But anyway, I've certainly been busy on my own, learning software and trying to improve, trying to get some technical things happening at home so I can do better videos and improve the audio. This may not be a perfect example. You know, whatever you heard on the bass was out of an old rugged tube pre-Sonus thing, so it's pretty dirty, but that was intentional because one of the things that I wanted to talk about is as I embark on trying to get back into doing more bass videos and bass lesson oriented, basic tips, that kind of thing, I'm going to start a series that is, how does it feel? And this deals with that subject, feel. It's a tremendously important thing for rhythm section players, especially drummers and bass players together, because we kind of, in many ways, are the backbone of how a specific song or a specific genre, how we make it feel, the way we play it. And in the case of bass players, the note choices you make, the patterns, the kinds of things, what's authentic, what's not, what, you know, where to go, how to make those decisions. And sometimes it's really a will o' the wisp. And I've certainly, you know, been thrown into situations, and if you're a studio musician, you have to kind of do it in a quick manner to kind of assess either a chart or what they're telling you about the material that they're going to record or track that day. And, you know, they might come in and say, oh, we're doing a reggae tune, you know. Well, then, you know, your mind sort of needs to go immediately to whatever you perceive as the most authentic way to fit into that, especially within that particular production. I'm not sure exactly what format this is going to be in from now on, and but most likely we'll set up, like, you know, maybe either a track or a drum loop of some sort with a specific style or genre, and talk about it, and then I'll kind of look at it and maybe have some changes. You know, you might have a chart available to see what I'm looking at, and how I would, at least me, as Woody, would approach the idea of playing on a track and trying to make it feel as complementary to that style and to the drummer. You know, playing with different drummers, sometimes you have to tweak what you might normally do. Maybe the drummer plays busier, or he plays more simply. And so you can adjust your style according to that sometimes. You know, so hopefully what we'll be able to kind of cover is a bunch of different styles. We got pop, we got rock, funk, R&B, maybe a little fusion, maybe some gospel, country, for sure. I've spent a lot of time through the years in my career, playing studio sessions for country artists and just generally for country albums and different things. And I don't come from that. That's not the cloth I was cut from. But at the same time, I have great respect for any style where you can find that groove. And I definitely found that in my career, that when I was doing a lot of touring country-wise, that there were things about that were definitely an art to being a country bass player. And so we'll talk about a little bit of that and how you can maybe still find your own voice within the parameters of, I find that sometimes the country genre is one of those that is a little stifling in terms of the expectation of what you're going to play, because the bass player really sets up a lot of stuff in terms of the voice leading from chord to chord, and walking here, walking up, walking down, the different kinds of ways that you approach it, at least in my experience from my Nashville years. And so we'll talk about some of that. We also, mention R&B and funk and Motown. We'll talk about some of the bass players that make those genres so specifically wonderful. When you're approaching that, you do have to kind of do some homework. Having played maybe in a live context with authentic players that are authentic to that genre of music, or just learning on your own from listening to the music. And the best way, many times, if you're taking a specific genre, especially if you're not really that familiar with exactly what the best kind of lines are. If you're talking about things like Latin, maybe, for instance, what do you play over a bossa? What do you play over a samba? What do you play over things like salsa, a monsoon, or different, feels within that genre? That's something that's very specific. And I had some experiences in Nashville with a salsa band. And, but generally within the jazz context, there are times when you play those kind of feels depending on the drummer you're playing with. And so you have to kind of be able to lock into those kinds of feels and go in and out. But learning from the masters is the best policy. Go and find those artists that are really, really, really representative of that particular style of music. Immerse yourself, absorb all of it, let it become a part of your musical DNA, as I say. And then, sometimes even if you have to do what I call a bastardized kind of version of that feel or that particular genre, it's okay as long as it sounds relatively authentic. And so we'll talk about some of those things in this series. So I look forward to doing it, and I hope you'll come back and check out some of the things that I present for you, and hopefully you'll get some informative information. And by the way, if you continue, please like and share these videos when you see them. So till next time, see you.